It's Thursday night. You know what that means. We are here with a different show because unfortunate things happened. And just before we get into it, this microphone might fall over. Just want to say Joe Marshall couldn't be on for a family emergency happened last night. I don't want to go into more detail on that, but our thoughts are with him and his family. But we are going to get on with this show. If anyone wants to see it today, we're just going to talk about episodes 1 through 10. And then we're going to go against the biggest rule of Drayton Manor's new logo, which is don't talk about Drayton Manor's new logo, but we're going to talk about it. So join the live chat because it's going to get pretty. It could potentially get pretty hectic. Have you seen the new logo yet? I'm saying that till like later on. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So if you want to talk about the first, I don't know if you want to talk more because I talk all the time on this show.
I don't know what to say. It's my first ever live at the moment, so I've been kind of hiding at the minute and just spamming people.
So our first show was Dimitri.
Yes.
If anyone's got any thing to say at the bottom while we're doing this, I'll put some banner at the bottom.
But we'd just like to say thank you for so many followers. If you are replaying this and rewatching this, thank you so much for all our subscribers as well. It means the world to me as well as Mike.
It's kind of put together at the last minute, so I've only got actual photos of the Drayton Manor stuff later on. But we'll talk about Dimitri first because it's the first episode we had. Or I could talk about how I started the show, or that's a bit boring though. I'll save that for another time.
Unless anyone asks.
If anyone wants to know how it came about that I started the show, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll start talking about Dimitri. Did you want to talk about Dimitri?
Dimitri, honestly, the first time I ever met Dimitri, I know everyone was on about the first time they'd met him or when they experienced him in the scare mazes and things. For me, it was when it was my first time going around doing scare mazes around Alton Towers, and it was the Scary Tales.
Or Fairy Tales, which is what it's called in the episode, didn't we?
Yeah, but then I just yelled it out on the comments, Scary Tales! But yeah, it was more of a case of when he interacted with Mike basically on the scare maze, and I just looked at him and went going, oh my god, he really knows his stuff. And then obviously then to see him over the next couple of times being a different character, yeah, he's really, really good. I'd love to see you in theatre, honestly, Dimitri. I think I'd really enjoy it actually. But just even
loads of stuff we found out about Dimitri in that episode.
Yeah, and it's just wonderful.
Like how he started, and his mum worked in the. I mean, some of you might have seen it if you're watching this, but his mum started as a receptionist, and then he went to the school and he gave out the flowers to the girls.
You'll have to watch the episodes because they are still on our channel.
I've actually put the playlist in the description on this video, so you can go straight to a playlist. It's got all the episodes on it. But I thought we'd talk more about Dimitri than that. I was going to say.
Sorry. I keep going around. Every time we go around Alton Towers, I'm like, where's Dimitri? Where's Dimitri?
Adam's on.
It was
my favourite guy. We are going to start a project together soon. That's going to be awesome. And what I liked about Dimitri, because I feel like I know Dimitri quite well, and then I talked to him, and it was just like, I didn't know any of this stuff. And he's telling me about how he got Pete Cliff's the name that keeps coming up. I want to talk to Pete Cliff at some point, if anyone knows how to get in touch with him. Because that name kept coming up over and over again. And then when he was telling us about his first, I can't believe his first year was working on Subterra when it got a maze. And I can't believe Dan Mark's first year was working on Subterra as a ride host, because they both felt like they'd been there a lot longer than when I went there in 2012. I just assumed they'd been there a lot longer than that. But
I thought that as well. I thought they were there a lot longer.
I thought Dimitri was younger than me as well, even though he's obviously taller than me. But yeah, the first episode was Dimitri. Slapdash this together, but there was other stuff in there, like with the kinky boots, that I thought was quite good as well. I knew he was in it, but I didn't know what extent, and he told us about his agent said he wouldn't make it to his mid-30s. That was in his early 20s, he got told that, and now he's in his mid-30s, so he's starting to make it. But the other thing, I found a little card that told you what he'd been in before in the program for kinky boots, and I was looking along at it, and it was like the Jungle Book thing he did when he was touring the schools, like at the start of his acting career, and then it said Blue Alien in the 118 ads. And I was like, hang on, I need to ask him about that. And he's like straight away, like, yeah, don't you remember the Blue Alien from the 118 ads?
I really want to go find that and look back at it as well. So if anyone
he showed me a photo, but it wasn't really good quality because it's not just on his phone. Oh, Coast of Gen Zero and so is Owen Taylor. talk as much as you want in the comments today, because
Yeah,
obviously we had to change
away.
plans.
Just ask away.
But yeah, if we're talking about Dimitri, the second episode, of course, I thought Dimitri was the best first episode, because although he was really good and quite a few people knew him, I felt like if we'd started with what I'm going to talk about now in episode 2, a theme park fan on, if we started with all those in, I think we would look like we were trying too hard almost. But
nice build up.
What did you think about theme park fan? We'll move on to that.
Just they're all equally just as good. Sorry, what did I think of?
Theme park fan episode. I was quite surprised we got them. It all came together kind of.
I got really excited actually.
Because I got excited about it because I remember when we watched it when the premiere came out. But how that came together was I got in touch with the whole crew there. I think they're around Adam's house maybe.
Yeah.
Potential Eye.
The hell there?
Oh wait, that came about. I got in touch with Kieran because I knew Kieran would come on the show because it's a small channel and the show hadn't started yet because it was before episode 1. And then I got in touch with Kieran, and then I was like, I think it was on Instagram or something. I don't know if I got him to get in touch with Nick because Nick's quite. Well, I don't want to hype him up, but he's quite a big name if you know him. He does music for the parks and things like that.
He's a popular man.
And so I think I can't remember if I got Kieran to talk to him or not, because I thought he might not want to come on this show if it's not been around very long and we haven't even got the first episode out yet. And then I just decided, why didn't I just message Ryan Nixon? And then I realised Facebook Messenger is no good. You should just use Instagram Messenger in future for anyone else who wants to message people. Because yeah, and then he got back to me the Sunday before the show, which was really cool. And then if anyone remembers that was the one show we put out at 8 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. And then the day before, Kieran goes, it's my day off work actually, so I could do 7. And I thought all the marketing stuff is out now. I'm not changing it about, so someone might not see the marketing and go, you said 8 p.m. So that was why that got changed to 8 p.m. We moved Heaven and Earth for Kieran Quinn. I feel like I'm talking too much. Do you want to talk a bit? Why do you want?
To be honest, I'm more, with no offense to any of the ones that we've seen so far, but I am not that as enthusiastic as Mike is about coasters. But for me, it's more the sensory experience more than the theming side of things and the entertainment side. So when it comes to the entertainers and things like that, I'm quite really psyched about that and the music, because that's just the sort of person that I am.
I think I've got more that way since I was younger.
But in terms of roller coasters, well, it's my brain. But in terms of roller coasters, I don't know all of the technical jargon and stuff, to be fair. So I may get slated for it. I don't know.
Luke on the 2p machines.
Oh yeah, I am a 2p machine person. I am proper.
To the point, was it?
Put the one in each slot.
Was it fireworks last year? Well, 2 things. I'm going to quickly mention because I thought it was a very funny point. If you want to go back and see the fireworks vlog we did, there's a point where I go first person with the camera and I got the 2p machine, put the quid in and go, I love this machine. It's the only machine I win on because I was getting 2p's back. But the other thing I was going to say is I walked off to go on, was it, I think Spin Jam replaced it. Or was it Mixtape before? The one that was there last year at the Retro Squad. And I wanted to go and ride it. But you and Tom and Emma were in there in the 2p machines, and you were so into it, you didn't realise I walked off. I was just like, I'm going to go ride this now.
Yeah.
Because the fireworks day is going to get really busy.
And I must admit, I have a habit of clearing the 2p machines, but I play fair. Obviously, I put my 2p's in.
You say that like you just nudged the machine open.
No, it's not like I nudge them and go, give me this. It's more of a, I play fair and I actually clear the whole of them. Mostly like the sweets, which is probably not a healthy habit, but.
So what did you think of Theme Park Fan the musical? Now they might be watching.
I liked it.
That was really good, actually. I liked. I didn't.
I liked it.
Well, we talked about it on the show at the time. I didn't like the fact that. I kind of guessed it might be a dreamscape. David's here as well. We are going to get onto him soon. We're at episode 2 so far. But I like the dreamscape bit, but I didn't like the fact. I should have just turned the live chat off. Next time you watch anything apart from this, if you watch anything that's a production. Like if they do another Theme Park Fan musical, turn the live chat off because people just moaned about that dreamscape. And then it was like, what's going on here? And then the other people going, it's obviously a dreamscape. And then Nick very eloquently in the episode put through, if you know musicals, you know by these tones and these signs that it is a dreamscape, which I didn't know. But I kind of thought something was going on, but I thought it got ruined a bit by the people saying, it's a dream. Oh, what's going on? Oh, it's a dream. What's going on? But I thought it was really good. I think it's sort of in a bit of a. I was talking to coaster capturers today. I don't know if they're watching, about we were saying the community was kind of a bit what's the word I want to use? The community has been quite a bit bad with enthusiasts, like people. There's like hatred and stuff like that. I think that kind of stuff.
Click.
It clicks as well, but there's like hatred on things. And I was saying to him, yeah, it's kind of changed a bit now. It's going back to how it used to be. But I feel like the Theme Park Fan the musical at the start, when the people weren't accepting him, I was like, that's kind of like what the community is like sometimes. And I thought it's kind of being very close to the knuckle on that one. But I don't know. What you thought about that.
Well, actually,
but I think it's changing now.
That,
but yeah, it was good. And then we got that all together. And then the next week, got David Blythe on and Dan Marks. Dan Marks is a character. I think he's just got back from Florida, actually. If he ever watches this, I remembered.
We'll have to catch up.
But he works at Drayton. I'll have to catch up about the logo, but I don't know if he's allowed to say much because he's moved there now. And in that episode, we talked Dan Marks in episode 3.
Because when people talk about if they've worked at one theme park and then they work at another one for a completely different company, it's like, oh, you've gone to the dark side, sort of thing.
I think what I liked about Dan was he told it as it was, even if he didn't. If it was something he didn't like when he got let go from there, even though he stayed on, did extra shifts. But I like the fact that every time he ended a sentence, even if it was bad, he'd go, "Well, it is what it is." And I was quite surprised how far he went because he said he wasn't going to talk bad about towers, which I'm not saying you should. And then it just ended up being, yeah. But that was a good episode. And then David talked about Polton's Park, which I've still not been to, and I want to go to. Because they've got a lovely logo, but they've also got Tornado Springs. But I think we'll go to that this year. We're going to go to Thorpe Park and Chessington at some point.
Yes.
With Theme Park James
and Legoland. Just putting that in there.
Oh, we'll want to go to Legoland. I don't know if we're going to do that in the same trip.
I want to go to Legoland.
I want to go to Legoland as well. You can't beat Legoland.
And it's on about meeting up with someone for Legoland Prize, obviously. But that's for later on for the ones we discussed. Oh. So... Oh. You know that we have 10 little second shred. True. It was basically all for a good cause, the musical.
Oh, the musical, yeah, okay.
They raised so much money. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to read. Well, in fact, I really should put these on, but I'm trying to read without my glasses. I really should read them.
I'll put the lights on for you.
No, that's fine.
No, it's all right. I was going to say, Luke Holdsworth from Coast again did a
Oh, I got really.
Luke did a bit on guitar for Theme Park Fan the musical. So check out Coaster Gen. Oh, the Coaster Captures are here.
Hey,
we've mentioned you already briefly about what we were saying about the community getting back where it needed to be. Coaster Capture is coming on in 2 weeks. He thought it was coming on next week. I had to give him the bad news today. Oh. They'll be on next week. I can't remember what his other half's called, but they'll be on. So we were talking about Theme Park Fan, and then I started to talk about episode. To be honest, I might talk about them out of order. If you just want to comment, if there are any moments you liked from the 10 episodes so far, comment below. I think we're going to quickly run through them and then go back over bits we liked, and then we're going to talk about, first of all, about Drayton Manor's new logo. Don't talk about Drayton Manor's new logo, but we're going to talk about it. Oh, Jerry Cannell.
Hi, Jerry.
Jerry, I'm still in talks at the moment about the charity event we're trying to sort out that we talked about on episode 7, which was probably my favourite episode so far, but that's a bit...
I think to be honest,
I think people loved that because it's just Sanctuary came back and there was so much love for that.
To be honest, I've really liked every single episode because it's just so lovely to see other like-minded enthusiasts. Hey, Jess.
Jess is here too. You better not forget that when we meet him. I
was like, is it Jessica or Jess? I'm not in that posh way. Is it Jessica or Jess?
It's probably best for Jess, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I just find it absolutely lovely that the fact that everyone's just coming together, and it's just lovely just to hear everyone else's enthusiasm as well, particularly when we've all been through a rough patch with COVID and everything.
Obviously, we'll have to have David Blythe on again because he spoke so much. I don't think he's finished telling the stories he needs to tell, but one day I'm going to go to where he lives, and I still haven't mentioned it because I don't know if he wants it public, but I will go to where he lives, and I'll ring him up, and we'll go to that zoo because they've got an echidna there, and then it won't be out because they warned me it might be nocturnal, which I don't think there were, but that's neither here nor there. And then episode 4. We're going on to episode 4 now.
Episode 4, yeah.
Episode 4 was the first international episode with Joe Pauls. Do you remember Joe Pauls?
Yes.
Oh, and then he told me how to
Joe
pronounce,
Pauls.
even though I'm going to pronounce it and butcher it wrong now, he told me how to pronounce Bobby John Land. And that was quite cool. I pronounced that wrong. But that was quite cool because I ask everyone, I normally, this is breaking the magician's code, but I normally ask everyone the first thing is, oh, how did you start your YouTube channel? Or how did you get into coasters? Or how did you start the scare acting? And we kind of went right into it, like he was like 4, 6 years old or something with his grandparents. And I was like, oh, it's getting really sentimental straight away. He was talking about his first coaster at Bobby. Well, I can't say it right. It's spelled like it should be Bobby John Land. And I've been there, so I paid my dues. Oh, he's telling us how to say it properly. I'm going to ask Luke next time I see him to say that out loud. Do it in a video. Do it in your next podcast. Say that. Say go see. I'm going to promote the show now. Go see Chain Dogs podcast at some point. It's on a Wednesday, but he gets the guy from Parksville, which I get mixed up with Tripsdrill, which is a theme park. He gets him to say something funny at the start of the episode. I think Luke should just go, wait, and then Luke should say that out loud. And that'd be awesome. Yeah, we're going to have to go to that zoo and see if we can... I'm sure if we pay them enough, they'll let me just go in the cage and feed it like you do with giraffes and stuff at Chessington.
I don't know if anyone else has been to Chessington lately, but I really want to know if they've still got capybaras there. Because
well, we can go and take a look.
Obviously, if people that know me really well, I have guinea pigs. So capybara's like the next
guinea pig, yeah.
Big one up from it. And the first time I ever went to Chessington is where I saw a bunch of teenagers, like obviously supervised, hand feeding some capybaras, and I thought it was amazing. So
there was people that fed the penguins at Peak Wildlife Park.
Oh yeah,
vlogs on the channel somewhere.
Oh
but
yeah,
that was really boring. They stood there and they just
boring.
They blocked everyone's view from seeing the penguins while they were feeding them, and like with their bodies. I mean, they just kind of stood in the way. It just. But episode 4 with Joe Pauls. I know Joe from ECC, and he's been stayed here before for fireworks. I don't think I've filmed that weekend. I can't remember. But he's left ECC, and to be honest, this is a bit background info that doesn't. I'm not really going bad in saying this, but he left ECC on terms that he didn't agree with them on, which I'm not going to go into. But I was warned by a lot of ECC members before I did that interview. You might not want to do this because he might end up saying stuff which we don't want him to say because he's left now. But he was actually quite well behaved. He actually said to me at the start, I'm not going to mention them much. I was like, all right. Now he's gone to American Coaster Enthusiast, which is Ace, and he runs the European section of that. So I might see what they're doing soon. They had I can't remember if we mentioned it, because when we do this show, a bit of background information, a lot of the time, because this is a bit like a Zoom call, people stay on after we cut from the show. The guests normally stay on, and then Stacey normally comes in the studio I've got upstairs there, and then we just chat to the people.
It's so exciting, I love it.
Oh, Luke says they're at Chessington.
Oh my gosh. Right, if anyone wants to come see me, be super, super happy. Just go see me. I will let you know when I go to Chessington. I'm happy to be here with everyone else.
I've got visions of you feeding it, posing for a photo, and then it kind of lazily just chomps on you.
It probably will, but I don't care.
But yeah, I can't remember if it was in that kind of bit after the show where we talk to the people still, kind of off camera.
Oh, you fed them. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. Oh, I'm so jealous. Sorry.
But Joe mentioned about. You might have mentioned it in the show actually. You mentioned he did the Toverland event for them at the first weekend of April, I think it was, or sometime at the start of April. But he just turned around to Toverland and went, "What's charge them this much each if it doesn't make up the people who go?" And he said, "If it doesn't make up the price, I'll pay the rest out of my own account because it's going to be worth it in the long run." It was just quite insane, I thought. And he said anyone with a coaster membership, if it's ECC or anywhere else, could still go to the event, which I thought was really good. But trying to think what else we talked to about. We just talked about ECC and how it was different from Ace. And I'm surprised I didn't get in trouble with ECC.
He kept saying about honeymoon for Europa Park.
Yeah, he's brought that up a few times. Not really my passport yet.
To be fair, when we, this is a bit of a personal thing, when we got married, we couldn't actually afford a honeymoon, and we've been married a good couple of years now, and I'm not having
a couple.
I'm not having a go at anybody because it's just so happened to be that we're paying things to fix things, and
it'll happen.
It's just keep the dream alive sort of thing.
Episode 5, we had Austin on. Oh yeah, at the wedding. I think he means at the wedding.
Yeah.
Was it Tom spilt beans down his shirt and just
Luke's
got footage on a vlog of it.
I'd like to mention about the decor because they were all made by me.
No one here can see the decor.
No, but the decor was based on the Big Six rides. Towers.
To brief everyone on it, we had table runners, but instead of having one colour, each table had a different colour and a different ride logo in the middle. And then we had vines on. So at the time, 13 was Favorite Coaster. Now we're Commands here.
Yeah, and then we still kept the ivy and decorated our house sometimes from that table. And then we've also got. I
like the photos from that because we decided to get the tag team belts, the wrestling belts.
Yes.
For the wedding, and we got the red one and the blue one. His and hers, and they're in front of us. So the close-up photos look like we were posing for a boxing match.
The weirdest thing is that picture is there.
Oh yes,
with the 2 wrestling things. Hopefully, we'll put that on our page one day.
Yeah, we will do. Yeah.
Class decor. Thank you very much. And then I'm trying to think what else I did decoration. Oh, I still have my hex tree. Now, if Kieran Quinn knows, he knows this is my project on the side that I'm doing as well, where I'm hoping to go put it in the garden because the hex tree is still in the house.
I don't know if it'll do good.
So I literally had like one of those trees you get from Hobbycraft that was white, but it was secondhand and really cheap. And then I just put loads of chains on it, and then I attached like loads of acorn sort of things. But yeah, that kind of was our little favours to say thank you because I hung key rings on it as well. And that was near the guest book. Sorry, I keep going on about it.
And then episode 5, Austin came on, which he's a very busy man apparently. So had to get Austin on, and we got him on, and I'm surprised he came on, to be fair. And he manages to run a website, and somehow that's successful. He doesn't have a YouTube, but that's fair enough. And he came on, and Owen Taylor came on, which I was happy about. And he told us about Dubai, because that was the first time I'd ever talked to him. I'd chatted to him loads online for years and been friends, and that year when we painted those rocks and we hid them down, most of them down
the
theme park rocks. We hid them down that path near where Wicker Man was being built.
Oh.
And then he found them all and re-hid them. I think that's how we started talking. But it was cool to have him on, and I didn't know that him and Austin were kind of knew each other but didn't know each other, so that was kind of cool as well. But yeah, that was a cool show. I mean, some of these shows I can't say more than what actually happened, and then you might as well go back and watch it.
Yeah, you'll know about it more in detail.
And then episode 6, which I think was, I don't think it's got the worst view count, but I think it was more, there was effort going into it, but you were just literally watching me reunite with some old friends from Tour Park Mania. And Tom's microphone didn't work at the start before we were on air, and then it worked too well, and he was just knocking stuff about for ages.
I think it's just nerves, bless him.
And Paige went on a bit about. Paige told stories I didn't think we were going to discuss till after we went off air, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to talk about when I put Steve Vig in the boot and drove to Poultons Park."
I don't know any of this. I wasn't.
I knew about it. I wasn't there. I knew about it, but I thought, we're not going to tell that story. We'll reminisce later on. But it was funny because I'd organised that show and a couple of weeks before, and then when it came to doing the show, a lot of people on TPM on Facebook were suddenly going, "Oh, we should do a reunion." I'm like, well, a few of us are doing a reunion on the show, but I thought it was quite good. Oh, she's called Jessica now. She's changed her name.
Oh, Jessica. Sorry.
I thought it's a lot. So did she say something about wedding theming? I thought it was. Yes, she was talking about the wedding for a while because she didn't want to talk about Austin.
No, I did not. I did not.
Runners.
I'm just a creative person, and I like.
She'll send you some photos.
Being creative of things.
Of what we did, because there was a lot of stuff.
Yes, I will. I will post them on my Instagram, on my personal one, which is Stacey A. Reeves. But yeah, I will post them on my Instagram so you can have a look, because I've had them a while, to be fair. But yeah, they're there.
And also, Luke just commented about Austin there. Looking 400 days in advance. I'm surprised.
Yeah, he's a popular man,
he said
actually.
yes, kind of straight away. He's like, "Yeah, I'll come on."
Yeah.
And I was just quite surprised at that. I've had a cough lately, which is starting to go. And then episode 7, which was lucky number 7. And we had Jerry Cannell on, who was pretty much, he was the main reason people tuned in. But I was so happy I got Ian Gower on, because Ian had, I'd met him before briefly, and I kind of knew what he did, and he still does scare acting, but I think he does it, somewhere in Gloucestershire now. He does where the Creed Farm scare thing is.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, there we go. I look forward to seeing it on Instagram.
All pressure.
And then I hadn't met Evie Ruth before, but she's good friends with Kieran, so I'd kind of heard of her before.
I think I have seen her before though, in the scare mazes.
She was in the scare maze
Obviously,
in 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
But at that time I couldn't go, yeah, I remember which one she was. There were quite a few in there. And then from that, hopefully it's going to happen soon. We were talking about doing a charity event, and I got in touch with Merlin's Magic Wand, and they got in touch with me straight away and said, sorry about the delay, we've been busy or something. And I thought, I'm not going to mention that I've only just emailed them, but she got back to me, and then she was going to get in touch with Alton Towers. So we're trying to sort out some kind of event. It just depends if Alton Towers can do it. I kind of basically came up with an event and went, you could probably charge people this price if you throw in lunch, which they've done for ECC before. And I said, if you throw in some other things, and some people were going, oh, it's not been 10 years since Smiler. And I said, it's not about Smiler, it's about the Sanctuary.
And I'm sure there's lots of people that know other people that like to do, I would say cosplay, but you know what I mean, dress up as the theme of the Smiler as well. It'd be absolutely awesome to meet up with them as well. So like-minded people again. It
depends what Alton Towers say, because they've got in touch with Alton Towers. I got in touch with them today in Merlin's Magic Wand again, and they said they've not got back in touch with me yet. But there's a certain person there.
Can I call Jessica Mrs. CC? Mrs. Coaster Capture? Mrs. CC?
Well, I don't know if you saw the episode, Luke. I kind of came up with the idea off the cuff, because we were talking. I think it was someone called I want to say Tay Woods, or she was called Smiler. I can't remember, but she said, "Would you ever come back and dress up?" And then we kind of got the ball rolling. And Jerry said, "Well, I'll do it for money." I think. Oh no, I'll do it for charity, not for money.
Do it for the money for charity. You mean?
But yeah, and then I came up with a blueprint, because we've done ECC events, and back when it was Towers Times events at Towers. The ECC ones are really good, because they threw in food and it was decent food. And I thought, if you throw this in, you do this and you do that, and we can probably charge people this amount, and then we'll see what they say. But it depends what on Towers say. Merlin's Magic Wand were up for it, but they were worried that it'd be too scary, and I just. When they got back in touch with me, they went, "We'll get in touch, but we represent kids, so we're wondering if we're too scary." And I'm thinking, we're not gonna bring the kids there. We're just raising money, but it's not again.
I was gonna say, hopefully, there's no blood and gore or anything that will.
No, I did say they would have a Q&A in character, and then people would get photos with them.
Yeah.
Because Quinn would be up for it, and I know Ian would be up for it.
Yeah.
Ian, got to have him on the show at some point. Ian's a legend.
I might have to have a look, see if I can get an outfit.
You went in the Sanctuary.
No, I might get a Smiler outfit on.
Oh, I acted in the Sanctuary.
Just get the Smiler colours on.
I was the one in the Marmalisation Chamber. I had the remote for the TV. I'd turn it on when it came. Yeah. I love that bit. The maze was so good. If you like the Sanctuary, just comment about the Sanctuary. And episode 8 was oh god. Oh, episode 8, yeah. I can't remember. I forgot that then. I thought it was episode 9 for some reason. Episode 8 was Theme Park World Tour with Adam. Oh, we got some. Ian's here as well. Defo have Ian on. It's weird. I've met Ian a couple of times when I was with Dan Leach and Mark and the rest, but I didn't know his name, and it was kind of briefly they were talking to him because they were friends with him. But Tay's a fan of my character, by the way. I did raise money. Merlin's Magic Wand. Oh yeah, he signed a hat for Paul Jones. There's only 2 in existence.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's I'm not bad mouthing him, but he tried to get in touch with John Wardley, and John Wardley didn't do it for whatever reason, and Jerry did. So I think I prefer Jerry Cannell to John Wardley. So putting that on my t-shirt. Yeah, episode 8 was Adam Eldrip from Theme Park World Tour, which I've watched some of his videos for a while, and that was another case of I got in touch with Steve Vigg because I know he's been in one of his videos. Steve Vigg was in the TPM reunion episode 6, and he talks very posh. He's very eloquent with his words. Oh, Ian says it's good to see us too.
Oh, good.
Oh, Ian. Thank you for watching, Ian. And then, and then Steve was like, I don't actually know him that well. And then Nick got in touch with him for me. But the weird thing was, on the episode, I had Ryan there from iCoaster, which, if you ever see this, start introducing yourself in your videos, because it was very embarrassing. I had to get in touch and say, sorry, I've watched your videos and you're coming on the show, but what is your name? Because you don't actually introduce yourself at the start of the videos, and I can't just say the man from iCoaster's coming. So he was like, yeah, my name's Ryan. But Ryan live without saying where we live. Ryan lives near where we live, but on the same show I had Adam, and Adam lives about a town or two over, well, according to his Facebook, and I think I spoke to him about it, from where I grew up and used to live before I moved up here. And it was just really weird circumstance of events. And we might be working on a project, the three of us, soon, which I can't remember if we talked about it on the show or after.
Yes.
We talked about it after for a while.
We talked about it briefly.
Then they compared roller coasters. That roller coaster Lego was good, actually, that Ryan had. And Ryan's done a recent Chesterton vlog, which was actually really good. He did a lot. He's very, I don't know how to put it. He's very, EYE coaster. He's very enthusiastic, but he's not too enthusiastic. If you see what I mean. Sometimes it can be too enthusiastic. It's like, whoa, slow the car down. I want to hear and see whatever you're doing. I don't want this vlog to pass by. But he's enthusiastic, but he's not too rushy with his stuff.
No, he knows quite a lot of detail.
And
he's a man of knowledge.
He had Jenna on his vlog, and I think she was wearing a Loungefly, but they could not confirm. When I put in the comments, they said they didn't. They got it from Damaged Society, and I said we go there a lot. So
my favourite shop.
Then episode 9 was I feel bad I'm forgetting some of these. Episode 9 was Kieran Quinn coming on again, and that almost didn't happen because I've had this cough, which I think is a chest infection. Hang on, we've got more comments here.
Sorry, I'm at PBP, and he had a fleece on.
Flies a ride at Fantasia
Land.
Flying coaster.
Now, unfortunately for me, I've not been abroad, so
we go abroad. We're going to go to Europa.
Yeah, if we do, it's Europa Park.
Europa Park.
Europa Park.
The Disney of the Rhine, according to a DVD I've got there. And half northern. I don't know if I can count myself as half northern. We're not quite north enough, I don't think. Coaster Jen may or may not have tweeted you guys. Be like, oh, cheers. That's probably where half northern's come from. And then, episode. What was I saying about episode 9?
Episode 9 is when you had Kieran Quinn.
Kieran Quinn on again. That almost didn't happen because I had the cough. And then, like the day before, I thought, should I just do the show anyway? And hit the mute button when I cough. And then I said, do you want to come on and talk about your actual stuff? Because we only talked about Theme Park Fan. And then he said, yeah, I'll come on. And then that happened. And then I went, right, we're wrapping the show up now. And he went, if you want to stay on for longer, we can. And then we stayed on for like an hour 40. So he liked talking. He's been to ScareCon this week.
He has. He's been to ScareCon already. I think he came back.
It's been this week, yes, like a 1 or 2 day event.
I think he came back today. So maybe
have
a catch up with him at one point. So yeah.
We always
thank you so much. Retweeting.
And then episode 10 last week, Thrills and Food, which I don't know, I keep putting people over and it seems like it almost doesn't mean anything, but his YouTube is really quite decent for how few people he has subbing him. But he's just broken 100 actually. Oh, they say duck round here as well in the Midlands. But Steve from Thrills and Food had on last week, episode 10. I thought that was really good. I don't know if you've seen much of his content. It's very family based, but it's very good. And then the Coaster Capturers. He told me you got to get onto them, so I got onto them, and they're going to come on in a couple of weeks. And at some point, I'm going to mention who's on next week. But again, it's someone who I had to message and say, you don't.
We've got a few messages we're trying to get through.
It's someone I had to message and say, I've watched some of your videos, and I don't mean to be rude, but I need to say your name when I say who's coming on next week. And so message me back. But this show hasn't had much planning. I usually put some planning into it, even though it doesn't look like it. I normally have a notepad because my phone, the screen would always lock again. I have a notepad where normally, if I have a guest on, I like to do something called my due diligence. Because while I like having a lot of viewers on here, oh yeah, we're cracking more.
Quack.
While I'd like to have more views, the worst thing I'm more afraid of than like less views is if the guest comes on and goes, "That's a complete waste of time," or "I didn't enjoy it." So what I do, if it's a YouTube person, I'll just binge load their videos the week leading up to it and come up with loads of questions because I want people to tune in because of the guest, and then I kind of see it as my job. I can't remember who I said this to. Someone came on and said, I can't remember which one it was. I had a guest who came on and said, you know, I don't want to talk too much or something. And I said, no, what you want to do, talk as much as you want, because my job is just to kill the dead air by asking you more questions if we run out, and hopefully people. Well, Coastal Chicken's coming on when he gets back from Florida, hopefully, because I did go around the houses a bit today and ask if some people could come on today, short notice. And he said he would have liked to, but he was coming on a flight tonight to Florida, so he couldn't come on.
Oh, Coastal Tog. Hi.
Coastal Tog's here. He's gone to a wedding. We're talking about weddings earlier.
Oh yeah.
He's gone to a wedding.
Yeah, you can always watch the replay when it's up. But yeah, I was talking about our wedding.
What I might do is have Coastal Tog on down the line on his own, but he's friends with the Coastal Capturers. But which one of them takes better photos? And we're gonna have some kind of. We got to have a dual episode on that.
Tag team. Oh, you want the
tag
belt,
team
do
match
you?
player.
Come and
No,
get
he's not
them.
referring to that. He's referring to something else.
I'm only joking.
Coastal Capture. Well, we might have to have Jess on one week.
I can see it now having one of those generation shows with the paddles of who does this, who does that, and they put the pink and the blue up.
You reminded me of when remember when Tom DiCello and Hannah, and I've got that video of them on the Gladiator thing at Thorpe Park.
Yes.
And the Street Fighter sound effects, and she just totally got mullered. That shouldn't have happened. That was abuse.
Oh.
And then this was going to be week 11, but next week's going to be week 11. And I will talk about the Drayton Manor logo in a bit, even though, yeah, I don't think they want me to talk about it. Drayton Manor, I mean. People might love it. People might go, that's the best thing I've ever seen. Thank you very much. But if anyone wants to comment below about anything that's happened in the 10 episodes so far, and if you want to talk about the 10 episodes,
I'm okay. I put in my.
I'm just looking up who's coming up next week, because I know what channel it is. It's we've got the guy from Breaking Trails coming on next week.
Breaking what? Sorry.
It's Breaking Trails, theme parks, and he does photography as well. So eventually we're going to have all the best photographers that have been on the show, but one of them is going to have to be the best of all, and that might.
Does this mean we're going to do a competition at one point?
Well, yeah, it's going to be some kind of thing where we have to say that photo is not as good as that one, I'm afraid. I don't know how much he's told me some stuff about what's coming up on his channel, which I'm not allowed to talk about.
Someone's actually said something about
it's Matt. His name is Matt.
Someone's actually mentioned here about
sorry,
I'm just pointing at this one. You guys can't see, but I
can see. I'm getting there.
Yeah, that one about the Drayton Manor logo. Sam Esket is also a legend.
Coastal Tog is a legend.
Way better photos. Oh my gosh, yes.
I don't know where he is these days. But just all this photography going on. There was a guy when I first ever did videos on like really old YouTube channels, not about anymore. I started doing videos because there was this guy called, I think it was AZ on Coaster Force, and I think it was called Aaron Waite, and I don't know where he is now. I don't think he's dead. But I saw his videos, and that's why I started doing videos. But then he got into photography, and I remember at the time thinking, but you can't tell the same kind of story with photography. I know he was getting into it, but now I can appreciate photography. But we're seeing all this stuff. It just brought back but I'll have to get in touch with him at some. I don't know how. I've not seen him in like years.
Someone has many things to say.
Oh, the Drayton Manor logo is brilliant because apparently it encapsulates. But let's go into that now, right? You can comment about the shows if you want.
Are we ready?
I have not got the jargon with the spiel they had, but some person who'd been to university to make logos or whatever said it encapsulates. Okay, here we go.
So
that is the old logo.
Yeah, the old one.
In its
I'm thinking
glory.
That's definitely not the new one. When you mentioned about it, that's what I was like.
So I assume they're going to get rid
the new one.
of Shockwave. That's why part of the reason you want to get rid of that.
Mm.
I don't know if they are, but that's the new one already. And I don't know if he's going to watch this, but I remember Mark Lofthouse told me once when ITV first changed their logo to what it is now, and they always change what color it is. And he said the first thing you learn about logos is you're meant to have a set, which they haven't changed the colors much there, but the fact they've inverted them a bit, the one on the left is what's on the website, and the one on the right is kind of what's on their social media.
Yeah. The thing, it's nice, it's simplistic. At the same time, am I allowed to say this?
Yeah, don't swear and don't.
No.
Don't say anything that's going to get us banned from Drayton Manor.
No, I just the difference of capitals and non-capitals. That's all I'm going to say.
It's almost like they use the same colours as Alton Towers logo.
Maybe that's just my OCD a little bit, but that just doesn't settle well with me.
Yeah, it looks like it's for kids. What I personally think.
I don't think it is.
Well, apparently that encapsulates a family and thrilling park, and it's obvious in the logo.
Yeah.
Apparently. Looks like something from In the Night Garden. But it's nice they've got the Alton Towers colours, and it's nice they've got the Smiler logo on the O. But what?
Oh, this one's a very good comment.
It's the fact that that's from Jerry, who was going to tell it how it is. He's not someone who goes, he's not someone who, like, there might be an enthusiast who doesn't like Drayton Manor who might say it's bad, but Jerry's just telling it how it is.
Yeah.
It's giving corporate minimalism.
I like how they're making it minimal.
This might be a complete spoiler alert, right? But if I go back,
but it's just the capitals and non-capitals.
I personally think, and I just want to say here, I don't know anything for certain because I know I've had Dan Marks on the show, but he wasn't allowed to tell us anything about Drayton Manor in the future. But if I had to go back to that sec, I think even though they're claiming, right, this is what I think, and if it happens, then it happens. I think they're going the way of Children's Park, like Chessington, a bit. But I think until they get rid of all the thrill rides, they've still got to make money and get the thrill people in. So on their, I think they've done the political thing and gone, oh no, we're still appealing to thrill seekers, and then suddenly they'll get rid of the rides one by one, like they're doing at the moment, and then go, oh yeah, we were planning to keep them, but now we can't. When I think they're planning to get rid of them now, but they don't want to say that because they need people to come in to still ride those thrill rides while they're still there. But I can't see a world where Thomas Land and Vikings are there, which are very good, and suddenly we've still got Shockwave, even though we've taken out the logo now, and we're still having Apocalypse in a park. I would not be surprised if the person who made this logo likes The Haunting.
I like the fact that they still kept the colours of like blue, yellow, and red, like they did the outline of the previous logo.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. What Coaster Talk said.
Like they have used the colours appropriately there, but like I said, it's just the capitals.
It doesn't suit a theme park.
Yes, I think that's
very
well put.
If that didn't say resort,
yeah,
and you didn't know that was a theme park, would you? And someone went, "What do you think this is a logo for?" You'd think it was like a manor that had been turned into a child's play area or something.
Possibly, yeah, and I think that's probably where you get the child sort of audience as well for that simplicity of it.
Maybe that's to
symbolize of loops and stuff. Yeah, could be. Or the feeling of being on a ride. Same, but I'm doubtful.
Shockwave was never very comfortable. I was always felt like they shortchanged us with that because there's so much speed going into that brake run. They could have done more with. It's such a short ride. It's so weird. You've been on Shockwave.
Yes.
It's such a short ride, isn't it? For a roller coaster of that size.
I thought it would be longer.
Yeah, and it's so fast at the end. As if it needs to go around a few more corners.
Branding, I think it's going to be posting things on it with, for example, I think the whole website is better now.
Oh yeah, the website looks more clean. I'll give them that. But I think this is the kind of thing where they could have absolute 100% backlash, which they've not had, and it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's only a logo. So eventually, it will simmer down.
Or maybe they change the logo as well, just to keep the simplicity of putting it on merchandise as well. So there could be obviously a new range coming out,
I don't think
which
that
obviously
matters,
will
though.
happen, but
you can kind of print. Yeah, it's a good point, but you can still print that on that. There we go. They're both next to each other.
Different. But yeah, it's like you can see already, like on the, I don't know if it's your left. Yeah, it'd be your left, won't it? So as you can see on the left, you've got the colours of like the yellow, the blue, the red, and then go to the right, it's all transferred over. Whee! And then the white, of course.
But even if you take Shockwave out of it, I think the old logo looks. I prefer the old logo, but that might just be me. That's not. It's neither here nor there really. But something the Coaster was just on then. Something that Coaster helped with was I don't know if he helped with the logo, but he helped with the like I don't know what the word is for it. The images of the park and what it's gonna look like, the Viking bit when it's finished. And we haven't got those images, but we've got images of some of the stuff in the area that they posted on their social media. But I'm looking forward to this flat ride, and I really should have got better. I didn't have much time, and then because that has got arms on it, and you kind of got the seats on it, but that arm goes down while that one's going that way. Then there's one on that side going that way.
So they kind of like both rotate.
There's 4.
Yeah. Oh, 4
all the way around. Yeah. Concept art. That's it.
Yeah.
He did the concept art for the area. He go to Coaster Gen. He'll have the images. He made them for Drayton Manor. But these aren't the images. These are just images I got to talk about.
Yeah.
The image on the left is random, but that's the new train for the Buffalo coaster. It's in that area.
And if anyone doesn't know, when was your first ride?
Whatever.
Yeah.
What, roller coaster or?
Yeah, roller coaster. Oh, sorry, I just have to ask this question.
The Rattlesnake at Pleasurewood Hills, and before they got rid of all the theming, so at the mountain, and you went up the lift hill and it was indoors and they had UV light and pictures of snakes on the side, and then it went down the drop, but you were still in the cave, and then it came out. But they got rid of the cave eventually, and now they themed it to a chicken house. So it's not.
Technically still lays eggs, so I can see that.
But yeah, that's why I like Pleasurewood Hills really, and I don't know how that's going to go. Because I think Looping Group own that as well, but I don't know. I don't know if they got rid of that actually, because it's not. I looked up; it's not on the annual pass. So if you have the Drayton Manor annual pass, you get 1 annual free entrance into West Midlands Safari Park, which I think includes the ride bit as well, because you pay for the ride bit separately, but I think it includes that. But I just had to go back to the logo. It's brilliant. It was one of those things where I couldn't. Like this morning when I heard from Drayton come on, I kind of thought I have to try and get something on because I need to talk about this logo. It was like this week it just dropped into everyone's lap off their social media, but I have to hand it to them in a way. It's almost like for anyone out there who's seen the film The Producers, where they purposely make a bad film because they can make more money from people wanting to see it because it's got bad publicity. In a way, I wonder if they've done this on purpose to go, because if you had 2 people come up to you now and go, I've seen a logo for this theme park, it's all right. Or I've seen a logo for this theme, it's awful. You're going to go and look at that one. You're going to go, hang on, I've got to see this logo, see how awful. Do you know what I mean? And in that way, you're going to go straight to Manor, and then you might go to the website, and then, yeah. That's what I think it might be, but it in the immortal words of Dan Marks, it is what it is. I'm hoping they don't get rid of the barrels because that was great. I like the barrels. The barrels is just so well themed in its own building almost, apart from the front's open. And Drayton's weird in that sense. It's got some rides that are great, and then some rides that they just don't seem to care about that much, but they seem to be caring about Vikings.
I was going to say, what were your favourite rides, viewers, if you've ever been to Drayton Manor?
Drayton Manor. What rides now or rides ever? What rides now or rides ever?
Just any from Drayton Manor.
What's your favourite
from Drayton Manor?
I actually quite like the Cranky.
I can't say because I still haven't been on Pandemonium.
It's gone.
I know, and the time when I was like, I'm going to go on it, it's gone. I was like, So yeah, typical. Drunken barrels.
Childhood memory. I'm trying to work out what that would be. I can see the pressing, but I can see a crying, happy face. So, is it a story you want to tell?
Oh.
Well, I quite like the Cranky Tower.
The Cranky Tower.
But I don't know if they'd still let adults on that now if they haven't got kids with
I
them.
quite like Maelstrom.
Oh yeah, Maelstrom's the best ride there actually.
But in terms of Childs, in terms of Childs, it's the Cranky Tower. The little drop tower. I've got fond memories of that. I did remember I had no friends at the time and no one wanted to ride with me, so I was tragically there on my own. Oh my god!
But at least it wouldn't be spinning too much. I've been in that before.
I know, but it doesn't work.
People go spin it too fast, and then.
Did you get a bit crazy with it? So yeah. Oh, bless your heart. And I left my Stormforce 10 photo on the seat by accident.
So lost that to the sands of time now, I think.
Ooh, no.
I'm trying to think what other rides they've got there. We've not been in a while, but we always like to go to. We walk through the zoo, but you can take the train to the other end from Thomas Land. But they've got that arcade there with all the old arcade machines. You can play them. That's what we always do.
Yeah, for me, there's an old childhood memory there because I remember going to Mablethorpe with my mum, which if she's watching this, she'll know exactly what we're on about. And I remember standing on this little stool because I was only like really, really little, probably about 4 or 5 years old, and getting 10p's off of this man and just putting the 10p's in this little pinball machine that you get to pull back and it goes round. And if you fill the whole of the puzzle as it goes towards the bottom,
over the bits and
you get a prize. Yeah, so it was like, and obviously when you go there, you get half a penny. I think it was, or maybe a farthing, I can't remember, but it was something like that that you could use to go in there. And then another one as I got older, as I went to the same arcade at Mablethorpe, this was when I went with my oldest brother, was 11s. So you kept putting the 1p's in, and then, as it goes in the higher one, then it obviously goes down and you get more pennies back, sort of thing.
I like the old style.
I'm a bit old.
The old style table football. Yeah, got an old style table football in there, and that's quite good. I'm trying to remember much about Drayton Manor. Can't seem to remember much about Drayton Manor now.
Oh, Tay, I'm so glad you got it back. Honestly, I felt horrible laughing, but I felt for you then. I really did. Oh, I'm glad you got it back.
So, who's been your favourite guest apart from Jerry Canal?
For me, it's the performers. Like, I don't know. I think it's just because I seem to talk to them out of live chats and things. But I think it's more like hearing Quinn and Dimitri.
Dimitri, yeah.
Too. But obviously, when I'm at home and I talk to Mike, I don't do favourites.
People were.
I like everyone equally usually.
People forgetting we're going on about the sanctuary and all this, but there's at least two more 10th birthdays this year. There's Subterra, and there's Ice Age 4D.
And Ice Age 4D was when I went with you.
Ice Age 4D, I'm surprised they got rid of that and didn't do anything with it.
Remember that photo I took of...
It was actually a good photo, that photo. We were on, I don't know if the Ferris wheel was still there. Because the Ferris wheel was essentially, I swear they use rapids boats for that. Like the travelling rapids rides, which got smaller boats. I swear that's what they use to seat you on that Ferris wheel. And he took a really good photo with Tom on it. And then we sent it to Tom and said, you should use that on your Tinder because it's actually a decent photo. But I don't know if he ever did. I'll have to ask him at some point. Should have asked him that when he was on the show.
Did you use that photo for Tinder?
I remember it was quite a windy day when we were on that Ferris wheel. And I don't know if it's still there, but it's not great. It's not a great Ferris wheel. Don't know if they'll get rid of that. I sincerely think that they're just going to get rid of Shockwave and Apocalypse. The way that logo's going, I think they're going family way, which is all right, I guess. I think too many parks are doing that now.
I don't know if it's on our channel here or somewhere else, but we do have a video of Mike filming me when I went on Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, that'll be.
So just check it out, obviously, regardless.
I think that's on my other channel, but yeah.
But yeah,
the film, yeah.
Hopefully we'll try and track it and
Phil Pritchard
pop it on here one day.
Is that Stacey or something? And I was like,
yeah.
He said, is she on it? And I went, yeah. You can hear her screaming as she went down.
Well, that's Stacey. Yeah, it was funny. Excuse my smooth frame. Are you?
Oh no, we're not on about Tom Rowley.
Oh no.
Although I do talk to Tom Rowley.
Tom DiCello.
Tom DiCello, Mr. Fish.
Yeah, he was on it 2 episodes ago.
He was on episode 6.
6.
He was the guy who couldn't stop moving, and then he was the guy who couldn't stop making noise. He was the guy, right?
Massive head.
Here's a little behind the scenes thing again. I try and see my job is just to keep people talking, and we get some interesting conversation, and then I've got to try and fill the dead air with another question if something happens or look in the discussion.
It's a popular name.
No, I don't like drop towers either. And then I asked him about a park in Europe or Cedar Point or something. I just went, right, we asked Tom this, and it was something about a park abroad, and I thought this is going to take a good few minutes, and he just went, yeah, I went there, it was really good. I was just like, oh, I've got to try and I was just getting ready to ask someone the question when he'd done. He was like, yeah, 3-word answer, yeah. That's what he does. He's the man of 3 words.
He's still awesome at PS4.
Oh, he's immensely awesome at PS4. I can't remember last time I played him. I still save footage from PES games, but I found out that Lawn Mowing Simulator on PS4 seems to get a lot of views on my other channel.
Gosh.
So that just went insane. But yeah, Mr. Fish. I don't like drop towers at all. Or I don't mind shot towers. Because the thing about drop towers, just going up there and waiting. If I'm getting shot up there, I'm if I'm already moving, I don't mind.
I'm all right because I remember going in. It's probably Blackpool. I don't know if it's still there or not. No, Ingermel's Fantasy Island with volcanic eruption. It was called, and went there. That was my first proper drop tower. I've not actually told anyone my first roller coaster, but I don't know someone else. Then I'll tell you.
Which first roller coaster?
No, I knew you were going to ask me. Someone else. Obviously, if people want to get to know, then no, don't you dare. Oh my goodness, he's actually typing it. Right. No.
It's there now.
It's not a question.
Yeah, it is. What's your first roller coaster? Oh, sorry, that's not a question.
It's not a question mark.
I know, slingshots aren't a proper ride.
Slingshots?
You know, if you don't say it before we go, you're going to be like, oh, I didn't get to say my first coaster. I'm trying to think where it'd be. It'd probably be at Fantasy Island, would it not?
What, my first roller coaster?
Yeah.
No. I didn't actually go on the big roller coaster that goes around the market. So, all right, no need to shout. No, my favourite one is Air, actually. Just because I absolutely love it. But my first ever one was when it was American Adventure.
Oh.
When I went on a school trip. And it's probably like the diddiest little roller coaster in the world, but I don't care. I'd technically say it's my first one. And it was the Buffalo.
Oh, their version of the Buffalo.
Roller coaster. And I loved it. I was nervous as anything, but I actually loved it. To a point where I went on it 6 times in a row. I just absolutely loved it that much. I was like, yay!
So you're going to be riding the...
So when we actually found it at...
Drayton Manor.
Yeah. I just go on it again. I had to do it.
Boomerang. I bet that was painful.
Oh, Boomerang. Oh, wow.
I like the one at Wipeout Pleasurewood Hills because you can see the sea. I didn't realise the sea went round. It's like in front and to the side.
Yeah, I remember seeing Wipeout when it was at American Adventure.
Yeah, the Missile.
And it was called the Missile. And one of my friends was so small, bless her, because it kind of like went upside down, didn't it, as well? So when it went upside down, she so happened to like get a shoulder out the restraint and then back in again. It was really weird.
She dislocated
it. Frightened me. No, it didn't. She didn't dislocate it. She was just quite a petite person, but she was fine. Because obviously the perpendicular force would then go back down again. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's the fondest memory that I have. But yeah, the wagon wheel was my second favourite from that place. But it's a shame that it's closed down. A shame.
Smiler, what do you think about the Smiler?
What did I think about the Smiler?
Yeah.
Oh, what? The ride itself?
You can tell you what you think about the Smiler. Not Richard Smiler. The ride took the name from Richard Smiler. He had the name first.
To be honest, I didn't really know that much about the backstory, but I think for me, now that I know a little bit more than what I did before, I kind of appreciate it. But I wouldn't say it's my favourite. For me, I find it quite
rough.
No, just constraining a little bit. I think for me, it's just a case of like my legs feel a bit too tightened up a bit. You know, I think that's just me. But I do enjoy it. Very nice. Okay. So yeah.
Has Jerry been on the Smiler?
It's okay.
Has Jerry been on the Smiler? This will be an exclusive.
Jerry, what do you think about the Smiler?
No
pressure.
Is there anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
What did you think about the Smiler?
Putting the pressure on you. I wasn't impressed by it before it came out, and then it didn't have the viewing platforms that they promised in the concept art, and then you couldn't actually see the ride properly through the glass floor in the shop, which you were meant to, and then it opened, and I thought it was all right. I was quite impressed, and then it seemed like it's not got better with age, but that's just what I think. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. We got away with it then. Can we get Dr. Kelman on his arch nemesis?
It's not his nemesis, it's his machine. He owns it, doesn't he, Dr. Kelman?
Mike at Towers Times event, they talked about adding.
Oh, they're going to actually make it see-through glass.
What, see-through glass?
If you'll notice, there's a glass floor that seems to have, if I remember rightly, a load of dots on it as well. But before the ride opened, you were meant to be able to see the roller coaster go through that inversion. It's underground, and it never happened because it was just quite cloudy glass.
Oh.
But you were meant to see that underneath.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if we're going to find out from Jerry in the next few minutes if he's been on Smiler.
Is he typing? Oh, I really hope that they add that. Oh, before the 10th anniversary. It could be, actually.
But
I think that'll be quite a nice effect.
Might wrap out there.
Oh.
Well, we leave them wanting more. Next week we've got the I was going to use alliteration calling the Wacky Welshman, but we're going to have Matt from Breaking Trails, Theme Parks and Attractions, and he's got a decent channel. I saw his Enchanted Village video the other day, and that was quite in-depth and quite chill. And my homework before next week is to watch some more. I went on a staff do. And what did you think about it, Jerry?
Finally, let's get to find out.
Oh, yes, you need those wraps off. You can't film stuff through there. There's black dots on it.
I'm assuming that's meant to be for, like, obviously
sun
protection, yeah.
But yeah,
could just give a bit of the glare.
Might have turned it there because also Eurovision's on.
Oh my gosh!
Eurovision semi-finals on.
Eurovision.
The semi-finals on in a bit.
Person here. It would be awesome.
Oh, no comment.
Oh.
So hopefully, some of you will like the video, some of you will subscribe, and then that'll be nice. But also, we've got Matt from Breaking Trails next week, and he's going to tell you about a lot of stuff. But also, he's building a summer house in his garden, specifically built for doing his theme park stuff in when he's at home. That's going to be quite cool.
Oh, that's nice.
It reminds me of Kieran Quinn in a way. He's got like a shit. But I think it's going to be much better, like an actual summer house when he's talking to me about it.
So, but yeah, if you just want to keep sharing, keep sending the love, like.
We'll have some vlogs out in a couple of weeks.
We absolutely love you all. So thank you, and thank you for watching.
Incredibly in character. See, I thought he liked it because it was his machine. Oh, thank you, Luke. We'll have you on at some point.
Thank you so much, everyone.
We'll have Luke on at some point in the future. We've got Coaster Captures on in 2 weeks, and eventually we'll have Coaster Tug on, and we'll have Battle of the Photographers. And only one can survive. Oh God, she's getting the guinea pig quickly.
Pig. If you don't like rodents, move away.
Hello.
Clementine.
She's like, what's going on?
She's like, yo, like, subscribe. Just letting you know.
And comment in the non-live chat when this is gone.
Yes, please.
Thank you for watching.